Alright, hi guys. This video is way overdue once again. Just been a crazy hectic couple of last weeks, and I have lots to catch you up on. Thank you for everybody that checked in once again to make sure that I was okay after that doctor's appointment and stuff, and I'm sorry I didn't reply to you. It's just, first of all, I didn't want to tell people stuff and then other people didn't know, and then everything happening in the comment or message section. So I figured I would just do this video quick because I don't really have much to do today. So I don't know if this video will be up today. It might not be up till tomorrow, but it doesn't really matter, I guess. Whenever it's up, it's up. So okay, what do I have to catch you guys up on? I remember my last video was for most people was the whole miscarriage thing happening or going towards the end, and then for some of you guys that watched the miscarriage in detail, okay, so ever since then, obviously, like, my bleeding has stopped completely, and so I remember it was like just before that long weekend, wasn't it? Sorry if I look down because I'm trying to like look at my schedule and stuff. This is like last minute again. Also sorry if the light keeps changing. It's kind of like a sunny but all of a sudden cloudy day, so you'll have like light switches going on. Okay, so that long weekend here in Canada was Thanksgiving, so I hope the ones that did celebrate here in Canada, I hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving. It was also my birthday weekend, so we had an amazing weekend. We had so much fun. My dad had the weekend off. He's usually gone a lot because he's truck driving, so it was nice to be able to spend time with them. So Saturday, we ended up cooking like turkey and stuff and went to my parents' place for the evening, and had a nice dinner, and I think we played, yeah, both nights, Saturday and Sunday. So we played like board games and stuff in the evenings, and I think we stayed there till like 1 in the morning, and it was a lot of fun to spend time with my parents like that again, because we used to all the time, because we used to live together. So it was nice to spend some time with them and have so much fun. Sunday was my birthday, so they came over in the morning to kind of say happy birthday and stuff at our place, and brought over some cake and stuff. And then for the afternoon, Matt and I were driving around because the gift that he got me kind of had a little mark on it, so we ended up exchanging it. And then went back to my parents' place and same thing again, just kind of hung out, watched movies, and dinner and board games again. And then Monday was just kind of the holiday, so Matt and I just hung out at our place and enjoyed that. And then the Tuesday, I had that doctor's appointment scheduled to talk about everything like the ultrasound and my levels and stuff, to see what was going on there. Now, I don't remember if I mentioned any of this in the other video. So what happened was, just before my birthday weekend, I really don't know if I mentioned this, I had that ultrasound and my last set of blood work tests in one day, and I went to the ultrasound, and the tech was really sweet and stuff, and like always, like, they go out of the room and stuff and let you adjust and whatever, like at the end, obviously. So but they always have the screen up, and with them you can always see like some of the pictures that they took, and I have some pictures of them. So what happened there was, because they were looking obviously for stuff if there was anything left, and what happened was I looked at the pictures and I took some pictures, and some of them looked empty, and then some of them there was like a little bar on the side with colors, like kind of like from, you know how it kind of looks when you're looking at a weather map and they're telling you, okay, like green is rain, like blue is snow, and white is like ice or something, like, or the other way around, whatever. But the colors mean like, okay, the cloud, depending on what color it is, that's what it means. So that's kind of what they had, and they were dots on the uterus. Well, I can't see uterus because I didn't know if it was or not, but on the ultrasound picture there were, what to me looked like a uterus, and there were dots in it. So at that point I was really heartbroken, because I'm like, great, I can't enjoy my weekend now because I know I'm gonna have to have a D&C because of those dots. That obviously means they found something. So I was panicking, and I was on like a mom's page, or am on a mom's page on Facebook. So I asked if any of them are like ultrasound techs or know anybody that is or something like that. So this one lady messaged me and she's like, her boyfriend actually is, and she's meeting up with him later today. So if I send her the pictures, he can try and have a look at them. So I sent them to her and she took like an hour or two to reply to me, which was so nerve-wracking. And then she messaged me back. She's like, it's really hard to tell for him because obviously they're like cell phone pictures of a picture. They're not very clear. But as far as he's concerned, the dots that were seen in the top pictures are actually my bladder, like the opening, I guess, to see if everything's clear and free to flow and stuff like that. So she said technically I don't have anything to worry about from those pictures. Obviously, like the picture must have been just from my bladder and not my uterus. So she said that those obviously don't mean anything because they're not your uterus. So anyway, I kind of relaxed about that because I'm like, okay, so it's not obvious that it is my uterus and there is something in it. It could have, like I said, it was just my bladder. Anyway, so then, yeah, like I said, we enjoyed our weekend and we celebrated and had some fun. And then on the Tuesday, that was October 13th, I had my doctor's appointment. Now, Matt couldn't come to that, like I said, because he's already missed so much work and I don't want him to get into trouble. And it was not like it was a huge appointment. It was just a matter of, do I have anything left? Do I need a D&C? Or what's the plan? So, what happened? So that appointment, like, it was a little bit harder because that day they were super busy because it was the first day back of like a long weekend, and they always have Fridays off anyway unless you have an appointment booked. So it was so busy in there. Sorry, I'm like wrecking it here. So there was like pregnant women everywhere from like any stages to like a tiny little bump to literally about to pop, and they were running behind, and it was just like I sat there probably for half an hour. And on the way there, I gotta say that too, I was driving on the highway and some stupid dump truck pulled in right in front of me when like tried to squeeze in, so I had to like slam my brakes to let him in because he just moved into my lane. Bailey. So my not brand new car, but yeah, it's like a 2015 that I got in January. So I was driving and that dump truck pulled in and he didn't have his stupid net down. So what ended up happening is, I'm not kidding, it was like a rock easily about this size came flying, and I've seen it flying, and I'm like, I have nowhere to go because there's cars to the right and to the left. So I swerved a little bit because otherwise it would have hit my windshield right in my like sight of view or whatever. Is that a word or a sentence? Whatever, like your view of sight, I don't know, you know what I mean, like right in front of you. So I just swerved to the side a little bit so it hit in the middle, but I'm not kidding. I literally almost cried. I'm like, oh, it is so big and it is so like cracked in all directions. And like my husband always complains because his cars or trucks usually have all the ones, or my mom even does, but theirs are usually small. My mom's end up cracking really bad like after a while, like if she hits a bump or from the heat cold difference on like heat in the car, cold on the outside, splits or whatever. But mine was already like cracks everywhere. So I'm just waiting for it because it's right where the heater blows on it, so it's going to end up happening too when it gets cold here and I have the heater on, then it's going to start cracking, but whatever. But that to me was already like great bad omen. Going to the doctor, bad news all around today. Anyway, so I went in and the nurse called me in. She asked me how I was doing and I was like, I'm okay, I guess. And she was like, okay, so the doctor will be right in. So my doctor came in and she was like, okay, so let's look at everything again. And she looked at some pictures and stuff and she was like, oh, now I remember. She looked at my levels and she was like, oh, you're fine, everything's back to 0. Your HSG is like nothing, below 5 anyway, which is what they consider negative. So I was like, oh god, thank you. And it was such a great thing to hear that everything did end up working out the way that I wanted it to and not having to go through a D&C. So that was such a relief. Now my doctor, like, I love her to death, but she, like, obviously she has so many people that she needs to take care of and remember things, and pregnant women asking questions, and I don't expect her to remember everything. But the last time that we were there, I already asked her about my thyroid and she said that it was fine. Like, it was in the normal range, but in the little bit of like the higher normal range, but still more than like normal. And she said that that wouldn't matter at all, like it has nothing to do with why I miscarried and stuff. And I was like, okay. So this time around I was kind of like, so do we change anything this time around to try and keep me pregnant if I do end up pregnant again? And she was like, well, let me look at your thyroid again. And she's like, I don't, 2.9 keeps popping into my head, but I don't know if that's what it was, so don't quote me on that number. But once again, she said, no, you're fine, everything is in the normal range, but I'll give you, she gave me like the lowest prescription on that like ever that you can even get to kind of lower it a little bit. She said even if it just goes down by like 0.1 or something, it kind of helps with like the percentage going down of your miscarriage rate too. And obviously like I don't want to end up being sick over my whole thyroid just so I can be like, okay, my thyroid's not causing the problem, because if I end up being too low, it can cause a miscarriage again too, right? So that doesn't help me any. But anyway, so she gave me that medication, and obviously she also cleared us to try again whenever we feel like it. She said that obviously she would like me to be like past 4 weeks since the miscarriage happened before we try again, because that's usually obviously when ladies get their AF again anyway, which I don't. So she was like, she would kind of like tell us to wait a little bit longer if we can, but obviously if we wanted to try again right now, it wouldn't matter. So that was obviously good news, to be cleared again and have everything good to go in that direction, I guess. So she gave me prescriptions for the letrozole. I think she gave me another 6 months. Then she gave me the progesterone. Now what happened there is she looked back at my she's like growling at me because I'm talking. Yeah, so she gave me the progesterone prescription again too, but I guess neither one of us were sure what kind of progesterone it was, because her what is it called, like her replacement when she was gone the first time around, when Matt and I went the very first time in January, she gave me some kind, so obviously my doctor didn't know which one it was, and I honestly wasn't smart enough to look up which ones I wanted again. So she thought, like, it looked like she looked back to see which one it was, and I thought she did. Anyway, so she gave me some progesterone, and then like that low thyroid medication. Okay, so after that I ran to the mall because I had some errands to run. Oh yeah, and because it was the day that Aladdin came out on DVD, and it's like my favorite Disney movie, so that was kind of like a late birthday present. So I ran to the mall after to grab that. And while I was at the mall, yeah, I wrote that down too, good, I'm not forgetting anything. So while I was at the mall, and well, while I was driving to the mall, it was like a 20-minute drive, I was kind of getting a little bit sentimental, just because obviously it was great news that everything was fine, but to talk about having to take all the meds again and to be cleared to try again, obviously it's amazing news, like that's what I wanted to hear so we can try again. But on the other hand, you're like, it kind of hits you that you have to try again, like it's really gone, you know, like I don't know, I don't know how to explain it, because obviously I'm happy. I'm sure you guys can tell that I'm kind of back to my normal self somewhat again, to you guys anyway. Obviously I still have my downs, don't get me wrong, but yes, I can smile again, I can talk about it again, I'm fine in that way. But hearing that and the reality of having to pick up those meds again and all that stuff really hit me hard, and I felt like I was like cheating on my child, which obviously I'm not. I'm never gonna forget my child ever, and neither one of us is gonna. And so I walked through the mall, and I walked to HMV, which is like our DVD, CD, whatever place, and I'm sure you guys well, most of you guys know what that is anyway. So as I walked to that store, there's this little kiosk where when Matt and I first started going out like 5 years ago, they just opened up, and they're this place that does like, I know, kind of custom jewelry, but it's like they just make one of that item, it's all handmade, and that's it. Like, you can obviously say like, hey, I want that ring, but like, or this bracelet, but I need it bigger or smaller, and then they have to make it for you. So it's not something that is like, hey, let me order this. You know, there's like a million of them made. There isn't. So when we first started going out, we walked past this new place and we looked at it and checked it out, and I was like, oh, some cute things. And like, we looked at some necklaces, and you know how people are like when they're trying to sell stuff, especially when they just open up, they try to get you to buy stuff. So they were pulling out necklaces and stuff, and they had this really like cute little heart necklace, and it was beautiful. And we were looking at it, and I was like, oh, that's really cute. And Matt's like, well, do you like it? And I was like, yeah, obviously, like, they have some nice stuff. And he was like, hey, we'll get it. And both me and the sales girl were like, what? So anyway, that same place, I walked past, and I haven't seen it in such a long time. So I walked past it, and I just looked through everything to kind of, I don't know, check out what they got new. So I walked around, and I was like, hold on, like, I got some birthday money and stuff, and I was like, today is such a sentimental day to me. I want to be able to remember it. Okay, let me check if this is still recording. Yes, but my battery's flashing. Okay, so let's hurry this up. Anyway, so I asked her if they have some like wings in a necklace or something. So she showed me a necklace, but it was really big, and I'm like, necklaces to me, I'm like, ugh, I don't know. So she ended up showing me a ring, and it was the most beautiful ring I've ever seen, and I want to get it, and I regret not paying the extra money to get it in the first place. But anyway, so it was like, it was wings, but they were kind of like twisted around in, like, you know how wings go like this, let's say. So they twisted them, let's say, like this, so that they were kind of like a ring to put on. But it wasn't my size, and I would have to wait, like I said, 3 to 4 weeks for it to be here. So I looked at some other rings, and I came across the one that I ended up buying. So I guess I'll show it to you guys. I hope it focuses. So if you can't, like, it's like a, it's all sterling silver, I believe, and then this is kind of like a loose infinity wrapped into it, and it has some like crystals on it. So infinity, obviously, like, it never meant a whole lot to me before. I'm like, oh, stupid 8, you know what I mean? But as I looked at it, I was like, you know what, infinity, I'm never, like, for infinity, I'm never gonna forget my child. I'm never gonna stop loving it. It doesn't, just because I try for another doesn't mean that I'm gonna love this one any less, you know what I mean? Like, so I almost started bawling as I looked at the ring, and it fit perfectly, and that doesn't happen to me a whole lot because I have really skinny fingers. So I put it on, and it fit perfectly on the finger that I wanted it, so I had to buy it. So that's what I did. That was my sentimental purchase of me, or us, being able to try again, so that we never ever forget what happened to us and our little angel up there watching over us. Okay, getting kind of teary-eyed here. Okay, so that was that. Let me check my notes before my battery dies. Oh, okay, and then that same week, I think, I got a call from the hospital, just kind of like on the north side of the city, and I was like, why are they calling me? Like, I was so scared. And oh, I think that happened before my appointment. So I was like, great, they're already calling me for a DNC. That's awesome. No, not really. So I called her back, and because some lady just left me a message saying, okay, yeah, I'm from that hospital, please give us a call back. So I called back, and as I'm calling back, I'm like, hold on a second, and I texted Emily, and I was like, which hospital was your fertility clinic at? Because she went to the one in my city. And she was like, this and this hospital. I'm like, okay, but they just called me. So anyway, I called her back, and I got her on the phone, and I guess our referral, here, there we go. So I guess our referral worked out, and we're in with the fertility clinic. They were booking into December. Now, I have mixed feelings about this, and I have to talk really fast because I know this is going to die any minute. Because they sent me a little package a week later saying, like, we're scheduled in for December 2nd, which, don't get me wrong, is amazing. But I'm like, why do I have to go there right now? Like, I have a medication. I can't get pregnant. It's just a matter of keeping me pregnant. And no fertility clinic is going to be able to help me more with that than my OBGYN. But anyway, I scheduled it anyway because I don't want to lose out on her spot in case we do need it at some point. Now, they sent me a package of what to expect on your first appointment, and it was like everything all over again. All the blood work, they want to do another HSG, which I'm not gonna do again. They want to, which I get, like semen analysis and stuff for Matt again, but I'm like, I'm gonna lose out on another freaking month if they want to do all of this, because I can't take my medication if they want to see if I ovulate, all that crap all over again. So that's what I talked to my doctor about too, but I didn't tell her that she said December I'm booked in. I said January because I was scared she wasn't going to give me my meds, and just to say, okay, let's just wait until you go there. So I asked her about, can they do this? Can they make me, or make us have to do all of us again? She's like, well, the blood work and stuff, yeah. Semen analysis, yeah. And she was like, the HSG, usually not, but because I had a miscarriage, they probably most likely want to check if my dog starts barking, it's because vehicles are stopping on the highway for some reason. On point. What? Well, she's here now. She's so cute. Shh. Shh. Good girl. Yes, fine. You're good. Okay, so she was like, yeah, because I had a miscarriage, they most likely want to do it again because they want to see if I blocked anything with my miscarriage. She's like, that is like a 0.0001 chance that something got blocked because of the miscarriage, but they're going to want to do it again. So I'm like, oh gosh. So my plan as for the fertility clinic is to move the appointment to January or something to give me the rest of the year to try again. If I end up pregnant, they can be part of the pregnancy. If I don't end up pregnant by then, fine, whatever. We'll just do it in January or February. Right now, I just want to be able to say I have some time to like relax and deal with this instead of having to worry about having to do all of this again. The good thing about it is if I have to do another HSG and stuff, my doctor can actually do it, and I trust her now because I did it with her before and she didn't kill me. So that's a good thing. Okay, I gotta stop talking so much because anyway, we'll get to that too. So that was that as far as this. Yeah, okay, now regarding my throat, that's why the videos haven't been up yet, because as of last week Thursday, I was unable to talk again because I was back to having strep throat. Which is like the third time now in 3 months. And I don't know if it has something to do with the meds that I'm taking, because it seems to happen every time that I take my fertility medication. And hint hint, yes, we did start taking the progesterone again. Yay! I just finished up the 10 days, when was it? On Sunday? So today is Tuesday for anybody. It's like October, I don't even know, 26th, 27th. So yay. So far, every time that I had to take it, which was like 2 or 3 times before, I could expect my period 6 days after. So I'm assuming I'll be here starting Friday, Saturday, if everything goes normal. It might be earlier because there's lots that might still happen now. Like, I'm expecting my period to be a lot heavier the first time after the miscarriage. It could be not until next week. But, yes, I am just sitting around waiting for my period. But, yes, we are starting to try again. And if everything goes smoothly, you know me, I'm kind of like a counter and I need to know a plan. So if everything goes smoothly and I get my period by, let's say, Saturday, that would mean that for November 1st, I would be on cycle day 1. Okay, so my battery died, of course. So November 1st would mean that it was cycle day 1, which means that if I ovulate like always, it would be like November 17th, 18th. If I were to get pregnant again right away, we would know by the end of November. If we don't, then it will be like cycle day 1 at the beginning of Christmas, meaning that I'd ovulate around like 18, 19 and Christmas, like December. And then that would mean that we would find out just before New Year's. So if everything goes well, I have 2 months this year to try and get pregnant again, which technically is all it took for us on the right doses of Femera or letrozole last time. So fingers crossed. I'm obviously not trying to stress out about it, but we are excited to be trying again, as you can tell. And fingers crossed that it happens fast, but I've said it to so many people before and I mean it. I'd rather wait another 6 months, a year, 2 years struggling with infertility and trying to conceive than lose another baby. And I think that's something that anybody would probably tell you, obviously. to us right now, it's not a race to get pregnant fast. Obviously we want to, but this time we want it to obviously be a healthy pregnancy. So if that means I get pregnant like next month, November, and we have a healthy pregnancy, amazing. If it happens in December, amazing too. If it doesn't happen until next summer, then so be it, but I'd rather that than lose another one. But whichever way our faith or our journey, whichever way our journey is gonna go, that's how it's gonna go, and we'll be there to walk the walk. But for right now, we're focusing on the good, and that is to be trying again. So the next update for you guys will be cycle day 1 to let you guys know when it actually happened. So that should just be a quick update. I'll also be ordering some more OPKs and stuff just to be stocked up since, you know, I'll be going crazy again. So yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys really soon. If it happens on the weekend, I'm not going to be able to update you guys right away because it's Halloween. We're planning to go out, all that fun stuff. So maybe I won't update you guys on cycle day 1, but more like 3 or 4 when I started taking the letrozole again too. So yay for us for trying again, and I hope you guys will stick along for this journey again. And I hope you guys are all doing really well too. And for all of you that got your BFPs, congrats. And for all the ones TTCing, I'm back and I'm gonna be here to support you guys and drive you crazy. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.